Before any of you start assuming again that I'm woke or whatever, let me just make it clear from the start. This has nothing to do with body positivity stuff, proud fat stuff, or any of those woke hashtags. I'm just here to share my thoughts and opinions about chubby tummies and character designs, and how it kinda ties into some designs in FGO. So if you've been playing Nikke, or at least keeping up with gacha gaming news, you probably heard about Bready, the new Nikke character who's got a visibly chubby body. Now, obviously, chubby characters aren't a new thing in anime, manga, or fiction in general. We've had characters like Tsumugi, Super Pochako, Catleya, and others. But Bready got a lot of attention because the devs, or rather her character designer, actually showed cellulite on her body. And honestly, I think this is a huge move. Like, seriously, it might be the first time a fictional character, especially one that's designed to be a gacha prize or a dream girl, is shown with visible cellulite. And in my opinion, that's a really bold choice. It kind of feels like this only happened because illya, another Nikke character who's slightly chubby, though not as much as Bready, was well received when she dropped. If that's true, then it means Shift Up's designers probably planned this ahead, or at least reconsidered how they design thick characters. Which again, I think is super bold, especially in today's climate where you can literally get cancelled just for saying or designing something that offends someone somewhere across the world. I mean, you've seen what happened with Stellar Blade, right? People from certain groups tried to bash the game just because of the curvy character designs. But the devs didn't cave in, they kept doing their thing, and eventually all that outrage just faded away. So honestly, I'm thankful studios like Shift Up still have the guts to design characters they actually want to make. As a fellow man of culture, I'm here for it, open arms and all. Earlier I mentioned there's a tie-in with FGO, right? Well, in my opinion, yeah, there totally is. You see, FGO has a lot of female characters with that perfect body type. From the developer's perspective, a perfect body is something that people would enjoy. And let's be real, most of us guys prefer characters with a beautiful face. Big sparkling eyes, or maybe sharp, captivating ones. A nice body, a proper size of front and behind. And of course, good outfit designs that looks clean and an overall attractive look. That's the kind of stuff that gets guys interested in playing female characters. And yeah, if you look at it, every character basically checks at least one of those boxes, if not all. FGO always has that. It's perfect. Everyone likes it. But now, with the success of Bready, I think things might start shifting. Well, in terms of what's considered attractive, this is just a hunch, but I feel like the idea of must be perfectly beautiful might start broadening into just beautiful with a wider meaning. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Take Bready for example. She's chubby, she's big, and so is her behind. Her clothing is, well, not exactly covering everything either, and people know the flaws in her design. And yet, she's still considered attractive by the target audience. There's almost no one out there harshly criticizing or rejecting Bready, even after knowing she has a visible skin condition. You get what I'm saying, right? Little by little, it's starting to open up. The trend of perfect, slim, flawless waifu is slowly shifting, making room for something fresh. And honestly, I think this is the perfect opportunity. Now speaking of chubby, we actually already have a few examples ourselves. The first one that comes to mind is Caesar. But, to be honest, we barely even hear about this guy anymore. I feel like he's just there, so the Roman emperors have a mix of body types. Then there's Jinako. Jinako's more like the soft, chubby type, kinda like Bready and the others I mentioned before. But honestly, it feels like Jinako's existence in FGO wasn't really something they planned for FGO itself. She's an older character from another game in the Fate series, right? So FGO probably brought her in to appeal to the players who already knew her from Fate Extra. So basically, Caesar's forgotten, and Jinako wasn't even made for FGO in the first place, so that means there are no original chubby people besides the forgotten Caesar. Now, seeing how the examples either disappeared from the story, or weren't even designed in the first place, and none of them have been touched up again after all this time, I'd say, the chances are pretty low. But I don't know. Still, if this kind of phenomenon blows up and is well received by people, in this case, chubby cute characters, I think the big question would still remain. Would FGO ever dare to make a character with a chubby body type? Not fat, just chubby. I'd say this is pretty interesting because Bready doesn't just add the chubby element, but also the bad side of it, like cellulite. And honestly, that feels super against FGO's usual style, where all the beauties are always shown with the most polished, perfect bodies. But who knows? People say time can change everything. What do you guys think? This is not a long video, so I legit just want to talk about the Bready situation. But that's it. Click subscribe and I'll see you guys next time.